Kyle, good to see you, my friend. Watching blacks in Atlanta cheer free Trump had me tear jerking. Black Americans are waking up. We're winning in America. Blacks for Trump. God bless you, Kyle. Yeah, I'm with you. So Trump, I forget the stats here now, but I think Trump improved with it's black men in particular. It's black men. So black women have still they're the heart of the Democratic Party. They've been for decades now, but black men have been moving. They've been going to Trump every election. I forget the exact stats. It's something like he's growing 20% with black men every election. So he got 20% more than, say, Romney got in 2016. He got 20% more in 2020 than he got in 2016. And it looks like in the latest polls, it looks like he's going to get black men by even more in 2024. And you have to understand too, and you do, I don't need to tell you, Kyle, obviously but for our audience, just what's so fascinating here. And I said it at the beginning, I said at the very, very beginning of this, again, I think it was Rich Barris and Robert Barnes, are very, very prescient fellows. I think they were talking about this. Yes, actually, I know they were talking about this. Is that mugshot, or just this legal persecution as a whole, is doing more to ingratiate Trump, particularly with young black men who feel they've been mistreated by this system over the last several decades, and so for the history. They see Trump as somebody who's being persecuted by the man, and that's creating tremendous sympathy for him among non-white, particularly male voters who tend to be overwhelmingly part of the prison population. So I'm with you, Kyle. I got emotional too when I saw that. I just, if we can see a full-blown populist patriot movement just burst into our to the low-income communities, non-white communities, in a manner that overwhelms them, I think we're going to see a birth of liberty and reform, and just a spiritual and economic reformation in those communities like we have never seen. It's going to be incredible. I mean, this is what Thomas Sowell was always arguing. Thomas Sowell always argued, that the black ingenuity in particular is extraordinary. The black entrepreneurial story is extraordinary. It's liberal policies that have ravaged the soul of the non-white underclass, that kept them imprisoned, as it were, in a permanent underclass state by keeping them. The Soviet scholars called it hypernormativity, by stripping away from them any possibility of seeing reality in any other way other than what Democrats are offering them. And they know, during the last years of the Soviet period in the 70s and 80s, scholars found that Soviet people knew, the citizens knew they were being lied to. They knew it. But they still supported the system because they had been so brainwashed so as to not recognize that there were alternatives. They could not conceive of any alternative to this communist system, so they went along with the lies. And I just hope to God, by God's grace, that Trump can, and just all of us can, help break through that hypernormativity, that those cognized scales, as it were, that hide that were purposely put there so as to prevent these wonderful people from being able to see the world in alternative ways than this despotic Democrat, basically prison. And I'm with you. I'm 1,000% with you. If we can do that, if we could break through that hypernormativity, we have the potential of seeing areas in our country that have been economically underprivileged for decades thrive in all kinds of ways, economically, spiritually, educationally, politically. because they can break through this Democrat prison. I'm with you, Kyle. God bless you, man. God bless you.
But first, gang, let me ask you, are you ultra MAGA? Do you want to show your patriotism as a card-carrying Trump supporter? Well, then before you do anything else, you've got to click on the link below and get your very own collectible Trump cards. Gang, these are amazing. Patriots played their anti-globalist Trump card against the left in 2016, and we're getting ready to play it again in 2024. And what better way to show your support for Trump's re-election than with these amazing collectible pieces of Trump art? These cards have a limited supply, so don't wait. Only 2,500 sets of these have been made, and they're going to come with a certificate of authenticity verifying you own an original set. These make great gifts for any MAGA patriot in your life, and if you buy 2 sets, you also get a bonus gold Trump 2024 card absolutely free. These physical cards are high quality, they're made in America, they're highly collectible, but again, there's only a limited supply, so don't wait. By the time you remember, they're likely to be gone. So click the link below right now and get your Trump cards today.
Anthony, do you see the West Coast turning red anytime soon? I was going to do a video. I'm going through, as you can tell, I'm going through some assessment here. I was going to do a video on a very interesting article that I read on how to turn California red. But I gave the argument to my wife in one of our walks, and she pushed back on the argument and said, but you're thinking too rationally. This person, this analysis is thinking too rationally. And one of the effects of wokeness is that it removes the ability to reason. And I think she's right. I think wokeness entails its own punishment. And the West is falling apart. California in particular is just falling apart by every major indicator. I mean, Trump was asked with Tucker what he thought about running against Gavin Newsom. He's like, bring it on. I mean, California's a disaster. Who wants to Californiaize, it's known as Californication, right? It's just, who wants to do that to the country? So, but so many in the coastal elites just can't see it. 90% of California is, coastal cosmopolitan centers. The rural areas have gotten very small because everyone's been moving out. So I think it would be very hard. I just don't think, again, it's that hypernormativity. I don't think they have any frame of reference for understanding reality apart from their failed woke policies. So I used to think, my wife convinced me of that. I think that wokeness does have the ability to reshape the imagination in such a way that it becomes very stifled and very shriveled and truncated and parochial and unable to think beyond because it's either this homeless problem or you're a racist. And we can't be a racist. I can't be a racist, or I'll be canceled from everything. Yeah. So anyway, Paul, my friend, that clip of President Trump being cheered by black people is the real blow to the KKK Democrats. 45 should talk to the inner cities more. I would love to see it. Yeah. And that was a big message he had in 2016. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? You've been voting this way for decades. And what have you got? How are your lives measurably improved? Put me in and let's see what we can do together. So I know it would be huge. And I think, again, the populist paradigm has the power to be able to play into this, because it's like the values, interests, and concerns of the people are my values, interests, and concerns, not the donor class, you. And the middle class and the underclass are my chief priority, because it's almost like a Belt and Road Initiative. The more we build up your society, the more the nation as a whole rises up as well. So that's the idea of the BRI, with China's selling point in Africa and throughout the Middle East. And I think it could be very, very powerful in our inner cities and the like. But again, they're just so overrun by Democratic politicians who recognize, oh, wait, but then my power base is gone. Right? Limousine liberals who keep people impoverished so as to maintain their power. So, You're gonna have to. There's so much to break through in this. Great point, Paul.